Do you want to become a Crorepati or a millionaire? It is possible, but only if you follow the principles of the psychology of money. In this video, we'll explain to you how you can make 1 crore by implementing the principles to your life that the book The Psychology of Money teaches us. The great idea in The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel can be broken down into 13 principles. Good financial management has less to do with doing the correct mathematical calculations or selecting the most lucrative assets than with how individuals feel about money and deal with their feelings about it. Stay until the end of this video to learn all the important principles of the psychology of money and how you can implement these principles in your financial decisions while investing that can make you a Crorepati. Because we are going to discuss important lessons that this book contains for you, including what are those 13 principles, how you can earn 1 crore from the stock market by implementing these principles, and how does money affect our financial decisions. The Psychology of Money examines how our minds process and react to financial situations. Making money has nothing to do with brains, calculations, or education. Everything comes down to one's behavior, and everyone has particular tendencies. After realizing your habits, you can take control of your life using the strength of your mind, beliefs, and willpower. Let's have a look at those 13 principles that can assure your financial success and make you able to make 1 crore. Number 1. Be humble when you succeed and kind when you fail. Since the world is so big and complicated, business people need to be humble when they do well and understanding when they don't. Things get worse when it's hard to see what caused what, like when chance and risk are involved. To be able to focus on what can be managed, people who do business or invest need to first understand how both work. Number 2. If you have a smaller ego, you will have more money. A simple way to bridge the gap between your paycheck and your pride is to save money. Housel says that wealth is the invisible difference between the two, and that one must forego instant enjoyment and prioritize the long term to build it. Don't forget that it doesn't matter how much money you make. You won't be able to amass wealth and become a billionaire unless you master impulse control. Number 3. Manage your finances well enough to go to bed without worrying about them. This idea from the psychology of money is important for entrepreneurs because it helps them realize that even if an investment seems profitable, it might not be a good fit for their personal and professional goals. In other words, you should prioritize your mental health before saving or earning a particular amount. Most importantly, everyone's financial situation is unique. Some people can rest well knowing they've saved 40% of their income, while others would invest in riskier methods. Both of these situations might be valid. Number 4. Increase your investment horizon to become a more successful investor. According to Warren Buffett, time is the most important issue when it comes to investments. Even if you can't control chance or risk, time makes failure less important and small successes more important. The power of compound interest comes from the fact that it can double the value of an investment over time. Over time, the intrinsic power of the market neutralizes the consequences of individual errors. Investing with little disturbance raises the probability of acquiring life-altering money. Number 5. You can be wrong half the time and still build a fortune. Investors must acknowledge that the majority of their choices will fail. How could you possibly accumulate a fortune if you're inaccurate 50% of the time? This is because a few causes account for the majority of observable effects. In finance, this is known as the Pareto principle, which states that just 20% of your activities will result in 80% of your outcomes. In this light, the performance of your whole portfolio becomes more crucial than any one investment. You will discover that a portfolio with many underperforming stocks and a few doing well may be effective. If you look at each choice separately, on the other hand, you might think that smarter people are better at making decisions than less smart people. Number 6. Time is money, so use it wisely. One of the keys to happiness is commanding one's own time. Freedom is the condition of having no time, location, company, or intensity constraints put on your acts. This is the maximum rate of return conceivable on a financial investment. In the end, the goal of this strategy is to increase the wealth gap or income ego gap and create invisible wealth whose performance gives you power over time. Number 7. Don't waste money and stop showing off. What do businessmen hope to achieve when they dream about flashy cars, big houses, and expensive wristwatches? Morgan Housel thinks that the most effective way to earn the respect and admiration of others is to treat them with compassion and modesty. Realizing that no one is as enamored with their possessions as they are, successful people learn to be frugal and place a premium on assisting others. Before we move to the 8th principle, make sure to hit the thumbs up icon below to like this video. Number 8. No need to have a specific reason to save money. This is one of the main ideas in the book, The Psychology of Money, about how to save money and become financially stable. People must learn to save not just for things they can anticipate, such as a car, a down payment on a house, or a medical emergency, but also for those they cannot. Define how much you're willing to invest in success and then pursue it. Number 9. Nothing valuable in life or business comes cheaply or easily. Uncertainty, doubt, and regret are frequent monetary expenses that fit this description. People need to see them as the price they pay for the chance to live the life of their dreams, since they are frequently an integral part of the tale of a successful enterprise. Number 10. The value of the margin of error. Greater separation between potential future occurrences and what you need to occur is preferable. This safety net or error margin is necessary if you want to continue playing the game long enough for time to do its thing with your money. If there's little room for error in a plan, it is more probable that an individual will give up, make poor judgments, and deviate from the financial and long-term objectives. A good rule of thumb is to find ways to make this difference bigger so that less of the future is used up. Number 11. Don't make rash choices with your money. This rule aims to keep a healthy financial balance so people don't overcommit to projects or plans. Remember that aspirations and priorities change over time, no matter how fixed they may seem. Housel says to keep this in mind when making a decision right now so that you'll have space in your schedule and money in your bank account for future plans. Number 12. Taking chances might pay dividends in the long run. Investors will be kicked out of the race if they make a decision too quickly without thinking about all possible outcomes. The key is to make decisions and develop a mindset that will guarantee the longest possible stay. The longer an investor saves, invests, and learns how to create money, the better off he or she will be. Long-term, calculated risks pay off handsomely in this environment, and short-term risks without a hefty cost keep investors in the game. And number 13, don't define that money game which you are playing. Money is a personal issue. Housel wants financiers not to let people whose interests are not the same as theirs change their minds. This is why most educated, well-informed individuals who have an interest in the financial markets tend to disagree on almost everything. Everyone has different needs, wants, and time horizons for their investments. How can you earn 1 crore from the stock market by implementing these principles? Many people want to make 1 crore, but only a small number has been able to do it. What is the reason? There are no easy ways out. You can't make money quickly. It takes time, effort, and patience. Follow these simple steps to make 1 crore rupees on the stock market. Step number 1. Save 20 to 25% of your income. If your income is 50,000 rupees, you should save and invest between 10,000 and 12,500 rupees. Step number 2. Invest in index funds. If you lack stock market expertise and experience, invest in a low-cost Nifty 50 index fund. The probability of losing money over time is extremely low. Step number 3. Increase the monthly SIP amount. As your career develops and your pay rises, increase the monthly SIP amount by at least 10% every year. For example, if you contribute 5,000 rupees per month this year, you should aim to invest 5,500 per month in 2023, 6,050 per month in 2024, and so on for the next following years. And step number 4, be consistent. Consistency is essential. You should not ignore your monthly SIP contribution. The optimal time to invest is immediately after the deposit of one's salary. Do not wait until the month's end. What should be your monthly SIP for 1 crore? Let's see how much should you invest every month to achieve your target of 1 crore. You should regularly invest each month without delay. Each year, you should raise your monthly investment amount by 10%. The Nifty index has consistently returned 13% annually over the last 25 years. If you earn 10,000 rupees per month and save 10% of it, or 1,000, in 32 years, you will have 1 crore in investments. Each year, you must raise your SIP contribution by 10%. If you invest 1000 monthly in 2022, you must invest 1100 monthly in 2023 and so on. Because saving a significant amount of money on a low income is difficult, we have increased the proportion of savings as your pay increases. A person earning 50,000 per month should strive to save 20% of his or her income each month. Even with a reasonable lifestyle in a metropolitan area, saving 30% of an income that exceeds 1 lakh per month should not be difficult. It would be difficult for a person earning 20,000 per month to save more than 10%, given that most of their income would go towards basic requirements. Of course, these amount numbers are estimates that can change from person to person and from city to city, among other things. How psychology of money affects our financial decisions. In reality, money just serves as a magnifying glass, highlighting your already present traits and allowing you to show them off to greater effect. If you're friendly and generous, you'll be even kinder and more generous with money. If you're unpleasant and self-centered, you'll be much more rude and self-centered with money. You get to decide how to use the resource, which is money. Every day, the psychology of money affects many small decisions we don't even realize we're making. For example, let's see the safety versus status tendency. Suppose a person is naturally tilted towards prestige. That person will be more inclined to appreciate a name brand handbag or luxury automobile and will be more likely to find a way to rationalize a larger purchase if on some level it makes that person feel successful. One interpretation is that a person just has a penchant for finer things. And again, that person stresses there's nothing inherently wrong with enjoying such luxuries within reason. But knowing that he or she has that status propensity means he or she has to keep their expenditures in control. They need to remember that the material they possess doesn't define them as a wealthy person. Controlling your spending and starting saving and investing is really hard work, but you can do it. You can make positive changes because there are millions of people with different levels of education, incomes, and backgrounds who find the will to do so, which help them and their future generations. It's not easy, but the good news is it is doable and you can get started now. The book and its principles urge you to save and invest more in what is good for you and what will provide you with the best sleep at night, while sticking with it for the long term as compound interest can allow. The principles of the psychology of money also teach the importance of playing your own money game and not getting caught up in what others are doing. After all, it's your life and your money. This was all for today's video, to guide you on how you can benefit from the principles of the psychology of money and make 1 crore. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon before leaving this video. We have also uploaded a video on the book Ramit Sethi, I'll Teach You to Be Rich on our channel, which can be very helpful for you for knowing all the secret tips to become rich in that book. You can find the link to that video in the description below and in the card.